My name is Jason, and I was born and raised in the United States. I moved to London in 2007 and started mudlarking in 2012. I absolutely love London because the history is all around you. The city is nearly 2,000 years old, and there are so many ancient buildings and historic sites to see around the capital. I am especially fascinated by the Roman ruins which are still visible in the city of London.
Hey everyone, I'm really excited about taking you mudlarking today with me. But first I want to show you what equipment I wear, just if you ever go mudlarking so you'll wear the same equipment. So first, if you pan down, I wear wellies, and these are to protect my feet because there's a lot of glass and broken bits of pottery and a lot of sharp objects down on the foreshore like rusty nails, needles, syringes, that type of thing. I also wear knee pads so that I can actually crawl on my hands and knees, and that's the best way to get down and find the smaller objects. I also wear gloves, thick rubber gloves, to protect my hands, especially when I'm crawling around on the foreshore. And most of the time I take a small rake with me as well, just in order to do a bit of scraping and allow things to kind of come to the surface. But you have to have a special permit in certain areas to be able to scrape or dig, because the archaeology is heavily protected, especially on the north side in central London. Let's go mudlarking!
To go mudlarking in London, everyone must have a license from the Port of London Authority. All artifacts which are 300 years or older must be reported to the Museum of London. Mudlarking provides a unique way to discover history for yourself and learn more about London and its inhabitants over the past 2 millennia. It really brings history to life. First, I want to show you how the exposed riverbed looks at low tide. In London, the water level fluctuates up and down by 7 meters twice a day. That's roughly equivalent to a 2-story building. The exposed foreshore of the Thames is an eclectic mix of mud, sand, gravel, bricks, bones, broken glass, and many other objects. Concealed within this uneven terrain, historic artifacts are slowly being revealed by the erosion of the riverbed caused from the waves of passing boats.
Some areas of the foreshore are just literally covered with rusty ironwork, and you can tell that there were either shipbreaking or shipbuilding yards along these areas of the foreshore. You can just see how industrial the Thames used to be back in the 18th, 19th centuries, and how much debris they've still left behind after all these years.
Some areas of the foreshore are covered with broken red roof tiles from the medieval and Tudor buildings which were destroyed during the Great Fire of London in 1666. After the devastating fire, the rubble and debris were simply swept into the Thames. For hundreds of years, the Thames has been a rubbish bin and trash can of London. Unwanted objects were discarded in the river on a regular basis.
So when you're mudlarking, you're not really looking too much in the gravel like over here. What you're looking for is what we call bald spots, where it's been eroded, where our boats have eroded away the gravel on the riverbed. So as you see here, it's kind of a patch of erosion. So I'll be looking in here to see if I see anything that's been exposed by the receding tide and the passing boats. The Thames. Let's hopefully see if this has something in a bit of length. Oh, another longer one. Normally the pipes are always kind of broken at the bowl, but another beauty.
Some of these clay pipes were originally 18 to 24 inches long. Centuries ago, smoking was very popular, and there were over 1,000 pipe makers in London to meet the demand for clay pipes. Over the years, I have found hundreds of clay pipes which are considered to be the cigarette butts of their time. Ooh, this is a nice little find. You see that? Looks like part of a wig curler. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, yes it is. Let's see if it's got a maker's mark on the bottom. Yep, it does. Yeah, these are gorgeous little artifacts. Unfortunately, it's snapped. In the 17th and 18th centuries, periwigs were in fashion and were worn by both men and women. Curlers made of white clay were used to curl the hair of the wigs. I love this area of the foreshore because there's some beautiful garnets, natural garnets. If you look closely, let's see if we can swing over and find one. It's beautiful red garnets. Not sure if you can see that, but they're all over in this patch. See about 10 right in this little area right here. I love these red garnets from the Thames. They glisten like pomegranate seeds. See a tiny little bead down here. Looks like it could be green glass. Nice frosted bead. You can see the holes on both sides. See the cluster of pins right there. All of those handmade pins. It's always a good sign. They say pins have the same density as coins, so wherever there's pins there should be coins. Never really works out for me, but we'll have to check here. Oh, that's a nice large one over here. Do you see that large handmade pin? Gorgeous. Yeah, it's quite a big one. Look how oh, look at that. Oh, wow. A Tudor buckle found right in front of the Globe Theatre. So a theater goer could have worn this and lost it on the way to the theater. Wow. Look at those gorgeous colors. Wow. Beautiful glass bottle stopper. Just glowing in the sunlight. I spotted what looked like little diamonds. You see that kind of just sticking out of the mud there? And I see an upside down heart. It looks like maybe some kind of a heart pendant. Let me have a quick look. See what comes out of the mud. Ooh, that's lovely. Looks like it's complete. Heart shape. There's a lot of blue and white fragments over here. Oh, that piece of architecture. You see that temple over there? It's beautiful. Little people shown on that one. Flowers, and then I just spotted a gorgeous marble. Look at that one. That is a cracker. Never found one like this before. That's stunning. Look at that. Gorgeous. Ooh, I just spotted something unusual. Wow. What is that? Looks like a little swastika or something on that coin or something. Let's see what it is. Oh, it does look like a Nazi swastika. That's unusual. I'll have to clean it up and see what it is. Could be an Indian offering as well. They sometimes also use the swastika as their symbol or a symbol. Interesting. Just spotted this beautiful, gorgeous, looks like an old picture frame or something. Could be Victorian or Georgian. It's kind of just under the water here. Look at that beauty. Look at all the detail. It looks like it's made of brass. I wonder what kind of picture used to be in this. Let's see what's on the back side. Oh,
Still has a little stand which used to prop up the little picture. But look at all that detail around the edge. It's incredible. I love it. Just wish I had the picture to go with it.
This picture frame is still fit for purpose. I was able to slide a photo of my daughter into the frame.
Ooh, look at this little key here. It's always nice to find keys. I also spotted a little bottle seal over here. Oh, you sea glass lovers, you might like this one. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Ooh, it even has a date on it. You see that date? It says, let's take a closer look. Wash it off a little puddle, see what it says. Ah, 1814. It looks like it has 3 barrels, probably of whatever was the contents of the bottle. That's a nice one. Beautiful. Ooh, wow. Look at that. That's a gorgeous one. Definitely going to take that one home. And I see its cousin over here. That's another beauty. And a bit further over here, you see those sherds there. It's got a nice kind of iridescent pattern, kind of gold pattern on it. I love this little piece here. Definitely gonna take that one home too. Ooh, here's another thing that all you sea glass lovers will like. Look at this. Bottle top with the bottle stopper still intact. Oh, nice. Don't think I'll stay at the top. Sorry, the base of the bottle, but I will keep the top stopper. Let's pop it out. It comes out. Yeah, you can see the cork is still in there. Kind of stayed with the base of the bottle, but the stopper came out. It's a nice one. Just spotted a coin. It looks very thin. Hopefully it's an old one. Let's see. Do you see it there? Let's see if it's old. Hopefully it is. Ooh. Oh, wow. Even better. It's a trade token. Can't see what it is. Let me give it a little bit of a wash. I've never found one of these in this area before. Looks great. Wow.
This trade token is stamped with the date 1650. Since I moved to London, I have been drawn to the river because it is so peaceful and serene. I often go walking along the river to escape the stress and strain of the big city. On the foreshore, I'm alone with nature. I enjoy the tranquility and calmness, watching the wildlife and hearing the sound of the running water and gentle waves. It's a completely different world compared to the bustling, noisy city through which the river flows.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you guys see the seal? You see his head bobbing out of the water? That's a very rare sight in the Thames, but I've heard that according to a survey, over 700 seals now live in the Thames. But we're pretty far up in West London, so that's a very rare sight. Spotted something white over here. These are a very typical Thames find. See that clay pipe bowl? Oh, I'm hoping that maybe it's a little bit longer, but we'll have to see. You never know. It's probably just the head, but let's have a little pull. Oh, 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 wow. Oh, that's a massive one. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, this is just missing a little bit more of the tip. See a little marble here. Nice glass marble. Looks like it's one of those from the cod bottles, the famous cod bottles. Ah, lovely. A little broken on the bottom, but still a lovely piece of sea glass, well, river glass actually, from a cod bottle. A little gravel around here, but I see something interesting poking out of the gravel. Looks like a little kind of pot or something. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's a beauty. Little stoneware pot of some sort. Let's empty it out. Yeah, that should clean up nicely. Unfortunately, no writing on it. Nope, not even on the base. It's probably Victorian stoneware. Ah, look at that cute little bead. You see it? Oh, that's a nice one. Beautiful. Love the color. Nice cobalt blue. See that small bottle? I wonder if it's complete. It says Bovril on the side. Let's see, I love these cute little bottles. Let's see if it comes out. Ah, yes! Came out complete. Excellent. Give it a little bit of a rinse here. It says Bovril on the side there. And on the other side, same thing. Nice complete bottle. I'll have to get out all the mud when I get home, but it's always nice to find an intact bottle. Beautiful. It's very muddy today. It's hard to see much. Ooh, what's that? Look at that. She's sitting there on top. Hopefully it's not just a 2p coin. Hopefully it's a bit older. Let's see what it is. Ooh, a Victorian coin. You see the bust of the young Victoria? Back, let's see what date it is. Ooh, it says 1887. So well over 100 years old. That's a beauty. That's Britannia on the reverse. There's a lot of nice pottery in this area. Just spotted this little beauty down here. Wonder what that is. Nice little detail. So a bit more over here. There's a nice little bit hidden there. Over here, this nice little piece. Definitely gonna pick that one up too. Over here, some more. Ooh, I like those nice little waves in that one. That's a nice little piece. Ooh, it's got a bit more detail on it too. Oh, all of these just in the last 2 seconds. Gorgeous. Do you see the orange terracotta bowl next to the water? It's a Hindu Diwali lamp. And they tend to put them always in running water, which you can see here. And I spot a few more down here. So these are all modern finds, but it just shows that the river still has a purpose and that Hindus living in London are still using the river for religious purposes. They consider it sacred, but isn't that beautiful? Look at that, gorgeous. Amongst the gravel, I see a string of Islamic prayer beads on the foreshore. The heavy beads are made from dark green glass. There are 33 beads separated into groups of 11 beads with a small brass flower-shaped bead in between. In Islam, a string of prayer beads normally contains 99 beads, corresponding to the names of God in Islam.
Sometimes only 33 beads are used, and you cycle through them 3 times during prayer. I love how these glass beads glow in the light. Ooh, what's that? Oh. It's a large brass ring with a shield and decorated with foliage. Oh, just spotted something here as I was scraping. See that? It's a bit muddy. Let's give it a bit of a rinse. I think I know what it is. Oh, you see that face? Oh, that's a lovely piece of Bellarmine jug. 16th or 17th century. Do you see the nose, beard, and the 2 eyes there at the top? Lovely piece of Bellarmine. Gorgeous. Bellarmine jugs were imported from Germany and used for drinking ale and wine. They were also used to transport and store liquids. The tide is coming in, and unfortunately it's time to head home. I've taken you to 6 different spots along the foreshore in London, and we found some nice artifacts from different time periods of London's history.
Hey everyone, welcome to my house. I just wanted to show you some of the fascinating artifacts that I've found from the River Thames over the past 9 years of mudlarking. As you can see, there's a wide range of different artifacts, and each one tells a different and unique story about London and its inhabitants over the past 2,000 years.
Over the years, I have found fossils, flint tools, historic bottles, cannonballs, musket balls, marbles, clay pipes, coins, tokens, jettons, pottery, jewelry, gemstones, buttons, buckles, cufflinks, children's toys, among many other artifacts. They represent all periods of Britain's history, from prehistory, Roman, medieval, Tudor, Stuart, Georgian, Victorian, and modern times. This is one of the oldest coins that I've found in the River Thames. It's actually Roman, and if you look closely, you can see the bust of the Roman Emperor Diocletian on the front. This coin is around 1,700 years old. A few years ago, as I was mudlarking in central London, I stumbled across this carved Roman bone hairpin that's been dated by the Museum of London to between 43 and 100 AD. It's incredible to think that this is almost 2,000 years old and was just washed up by passing boats along the River Thames. It is now on permanent display in the Roman Gallery of the Museum of London. This is one of my all-time favorite finds from the River Thames. I didn't know what it was when I first found it, but it's actually an original knuckle duster, so a brass knuckle from a medieval knight's gauntlet. And if you can see, it fits perfectly on my knuckle. In Canterbury Cathedral, there's an effigy of the Black Prince, and he was a medieval knight and son of Edward III. And he has knuckle guards which are very similar to the one that I found in the River Thames. This is a coin from Elizabeth I, and if you look closely you can see the date 1571 which has been stamped onto it. This is a typical hammered coin from the 16th century. William Shakespeare could have had one of these coins in his pocket. While we were mudlarking together, we found a fragment of a Bellarmine face, but this is a complete face here, and you can see his beard, and he has kind of an orange peel effect in the glaze. It's called a salt glaze, and this was made in Germany back in the 16th, 17th centuries. This is a trade token from the 17th century, and the date 1666 is actually stamped on it. And there's a beautiful horse that's also depicted under the date. 1666 is the infamous date of the Great Fire of London. This is a quintessential mudlarking find. This is a lovely, complete apothecary bottle from the 18th century. It has a lovely aqua blue color to it, and the flared lip at the top is absolutely complete. It really is a miracle that these bottles survive in the turbulent tides of the River Thames. If you look at the base, you can even see the pontal scar, because it's a free-blown bottle that was made, again, in the 18th century. This toy clock face dates to the 18th century, and it's in excellent condition. You can see the number of each hour. You can see the shorthand and the longhand on the toy clock face. This would have been worn probably by a young child who was trying to imitate their father, who also had a pocket watch that had a similar face to it. I love finding personal items in the River Thames. And this is a seal matrix. It could be Georgian, could be Victorian, not quite sure, but it has a beautiful heart at the top here, and you can see the flames here. And then when you turn it over, you can see in reverse the letter K. And that K would be stamped into hot wax in order to seal a document or official letter. And I've done just that. I still use this stamp even now to stamp and seal envelopes that I send to friends. This is the emerald green poison bottle which I found last year. You can see on the surface it's been embossed with the words "not to be taken." I absolutely love the color of these bottles. This is one of my favorite bottles from the River Thames. It's actually a Hamilton bottle, or what we call a torpedo bottle because of the shape. And it says H.D. Rawlings, which was the owner of the company, Nassau Street, and then over here it says London, which is a great little souvenir from London. And these bottles were laid sideways in order to retain the carbonation. It has a nice frosted appearance on it because it's been rolling around at the bottom of the Thames for over 100 years. It's again a miracle that this bottle has survived.
I really hope you enjoyed our virtual mudlarking tour along the River Thames to 6 different locations, and I hope you enjoy coming back to my house and seeing some of the fascinating artifacts from the River Thames. Thank you very much, Kirsty, for inviting me to speak at this event.
If you want to see and read more about the extraordinary historical artifacts recovered from the River Thames, you can check out the new book, Thames Mudlarking: Searching for London's Lost Treasures,